All right, kids, we're at stop number 1 today, and we are with the man, the myth, the man, the legend, Mr. David Phillips.
Let's go ride bikes.
Let's go ride bikes.
This is not a sprint. This isn't even a marathon. This is like a days and weeks long event. And when you're doing an event like that, you have to remember that even though you're pushing, you also have to do it in a way that's sustainable. And so the mantra is slow is fast.
Slow is fast.
Slow is fast. If I go, it's very easy at a long distance event to try and go out too fast and too hard. And if you do that, you end up blowing up. If you blow up in an event like that, it's very hard to recover.
Now, blow up, you don't mean like Hollywood.
No.
Blowing up means you just exhaust yourself.
You go too fast, faster than you can sustain to go the distance.
Oh, not the right pace.
Yeah, you're overpacing yourself. And if you overpace yourself, go too hard, don't get enough nutrition, don't get enough sleep, don't get enough hydration, electrolytes, those kinds of things. All of those things can contribute to basically running your engine into the red. And if you do that for too long, you end up cooking the engine a little bit. It's very hard to come back from that. It's much easier to pace yourself so that you're not pushing too hard. It's kind of a rabbit and tortoise kind of thing.
Okay. So what you're saying is you could get away with pushing really hard for a little bit,
For a little while.
but not for a long time.
Correct.
And an education is a lifelong thing. It's not learning and whatnot. It's not just kindergarten through 12th grade or college. It's lifelong.
That's correct. Here's one of the truths. This might resonate more from the parents than from the kids at this point, but one of the traps that we fall into as adults, once we are no longer in institutionalized education, where a structure for growth is imposed on us, the challenge then is how do we continue to grow?
Here, I'm on your left now.
Once you get out of high school, or community college, or university, or grad school, whatever point you step off the education bus, that structure is no longer imposed upon you. So if you want to continue to grow, you have to then take it upon yourself to create that structure so that you can continue to learn.
When the bureaucracy of education imposes that pacing guide that a kid might not be able to keep up with at the moment, how do they resist beating themselves up emotionally and mentally and getting a negative self-image and still grow?
Well, that's a huge challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I know as a distance runner, I had races where I was not first. I didn't win. But I still had growth. I still ran my best time.
One of the most eye-opening conversations I ever had around that topic of ongoing learning and growth was right after high school. I was about to go to college. I knew I wanted to go to architecture school. So I went and interviewed at a couple of different architectural firms to see about getting an internship. And during one of those interviews, I talked to one of the principals, interviewed him, and he said, well, what's your goal professionally? And at that point, my professional goal was just to get my architectural license. And he said something I never forgot. Maybe let's get to the top of the hill here.
Yeah.
He asked me what my career goal was, and I said, well, I just want to get my license. And he said, you know what an architectural license is? And I said, what? And he said, it's a license to keep learning. And I had never considered that at that point, but that's a lesson that has come back again and again over the course of my life. And one of the ways that that's come back in terms of growth is just even talking or reading people like John Maxwell. He talks about the growth gap or the assumption gap. People assume that once they get to adulthood and the restrictions or the structures of education are lifted, they think, I made it. I did it. I'm adulting. I'm making money and I'm paying bills. And that's, now what?
Yeah.
And the now what is to seek out ways where you can continue to expand your comfort zone. And that may be formal education, but it may not be. It may be taking up a new hobby, a new vocation, a new avocation, or a recreational pursuit. Maybe getting involved in a new community of people where you're seeking out opportunities to grow and learn.